What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Mason Mount. Should he sign a new Chelsea contract, or should Chelsea offer him what he wants? The rumours are he wants 200 plus K a week to sign a new deal at Chelsea. Some rumours said 250, some said 300. Some say he wants it in line with his England teammates, which would mean Reece James and Sterling, who Reece James on like 250, Sterling's on I think over 300K a week. Egregious, egregious if you ask me for Raheem Sterling. But should Chelsea give him that much money to stay? Now, obviously, he's got that 1 year left at the end of the year, which means he's going into the same situation we've seen in previous years. We saw it with Rudiger and Christensen; they both left for free. Jorginho, we had to sell him, so he didn't leave for free. And Kante, apparently, it's a 50-50 whether he's going to sign a new deal at Chelsea. So he might also leave for free. Do we want Mason Mount to leave? I think this would be the worst one of all the free transfers we've let go. Some of them have been bad, but this would be the worst, considering how young he is, how much money he would command on the market if we sold him. I think if you sell him, you're getting probably minimum 60 million, considering some of the fees, right? Plus he's English, right? You've seen someone like Jack Grealish go for 100, you'd think. Or Mason Mount's got to go for at least 60 to 70, right? But because he's a Chelsea player, because there's an agenda against him, people won't acknowledge that. I do think, though, Chelsea should give him a new contract. Obviously, I don't think he should get 200K a week. I don't think this season's performances have been up to par with that. Like, we've seen him and Havertz, the two players who have not really been injured. They've played most of the games. Havertz, we've seen him be inconsistent and miss chances. I don't think Havertz has really changed over the last 3 years. He's just kind of been consistently inconsistent. Mason Mount, though, had a level over the last 2 years. Obviously, won Player of the Year 2 years in a row. Was instrumental in that Champions League run, scored against Porto, assisted that final goal. But when you watch him play now, he's not playing with the same freedom. Like, there was moments where I watched Mason Mount before where I was like, wow, I did not expect someone like that to have that technical ability. Sometimes he shoots and you go, wow, the technique on that, you know. Some of his touches, he does have a few tricks. Obviously, he runs and he gets like a reputation of a road runner, like Conor Gallagher. I don't think he's very accurate. I think he does have a lot of technical ability. The issue is this year is he looks like he ain't got no confidence. I don't know whether it's because he's played so many games over like a 4 year span, with all the cup runs, with the Champions League runs, with the international tournaments where he's basically played every game because he's not really been injured. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he's mentally drained. I don't know. He looks right now like he's playing with no confidence. You know, he can't even make simple passes. His touch looks really bad. Like, there was one moment in the Fulham game, someone pings the ball to him. I think it was Badiashile, pings it to him. He's got his back to the defender and he just takes a really bad touch and loses the ball. He just looks like he's running around aimlessly. I think he's just trying too hard, to be honest. But does that mean he shouldn't sign a new contract? To see a lot of people like hesitant. I'm also hesitant to say Chelsea should like blow up the wage structure to give him 200K a week. Would it be egregious? Probably not. You know what I mean? Should they try and give him less? I think they should try and give him less. I don't think it's worth losing one of your best players to come out of your academy and one of the most important players over the last 3 years because you don't want to pay him a lot. Obviously, he's not on the level of Reece James. Reece James is one of the best young players in the world, one of the best players in his position. Obviously, Mount isn't in that caliber, but he's still a really good player. I think Chelsea should keep. Obviously, though, Chelsea are going in that different direction with the contracts. We've seen Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk take 95K or 97K, right? And obviously, that is still a lot of money, but it's not nearly as much as we've seen the old structure pay. I mean, we see that Koulibaly's getting like 290K a week. I was shocked when I saw that, by the way. There's players like Loftus-Cheek on 150, Bakayoko was on something like that. Drinkwater, like these players are getting paid. We're getting paid a lot of money, and I think Chelsea want to avoid doing that again, giving these mid players a lot of money so they can't be moved. Because we've seen Chelsea can't sell Bakayoko. Chelsea couldn't sell Drinkwater, right? They were just paying them a lot of money to be useless, right? So I think Chelsea want to avoid that. But I don't think that's the same issue with Mason Mount. I think he's a really good player. I think he will come back to form, whether it is at some point this year, whether it is at the start of next year when he gets a full-on break. We'll see. I don't see Chelsea selling him. He just reminds me of Chelsea, and he is that guy. Like, he never cheats. He never walks down the tunnel at the end of the game. No matter how bad he's played, you can't. A lot of people criticize players for walking down the tunnel or not applauding fans or whatever. You never see that with Mason Mount. No matter how bad he played or how good he played, he's always applauding the fans. See that he loves the club. He's been there for so long. I think it will be egregious for Chelsea to just let him go. If they sell it, if he doesn't want to sign a deal and he makes it clear that he wants to leave, then maybe you do sell him in summer. You'll get a lot of money, but I just think eventually they will come to a deal for Mason Mount. I think it's overblown the criticism of him and also like the dramaticism of the situation. I think there is no way they don't give him a new contract because even if he isn't always starting in the team, he will be a useful player to bring off the bench, right? He will be a useful player to be in the squad. And he epitomizes what it means to play for the club. Like, he'll never cheat you on effort, right? You know, you don't win Chelsea Player of the Year 2 times, the Champions League, get to however many finals it was, playing an England team that made it to the Euros if you're a bad player and you don't deserve it. So that's just my take on it. I think overall, when we're talking about it, they should offer him a new contract. Is 200k a week too much? Maybe. But do I think he will get that? I think Chelsea will find a way to get him signed up to a long-term deal. Who knows what the reason is. And if they don't, if they have to sell him, then they sell him. But I think overall they should sign him. I think he's a good player for the future despite this form dip. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you all in the next one.